guys, I'm Leila. So today we're going to be checking out this new video from Raid. It's called Lessons with Professor Deathknight. Artifact Set Part 2. Haven't seen this before, so it's going to be kind of like a react video as well. So let's watch. Okay, there we go.
All right, class, welcome back to Lessons with me, Professor Deathknight.
He still has Zergala on his desk.
Highly qualified teacher of all things Raid. Last lesson, I taught you all about the artifacts that you can get from Raid's campaign. I trust you all did your homework, huh? Well, let's put your knowledge to the test, as today we're talking about artifacts that you can get from dungeons.
All right.
Is everybody ready?
I'm ready.
All right, put those cell phones away and let's get started. We'll kick off today's lesson with the Ice Golem's Peak.
Okay.
Clysis keeps a bunch of treasures hidden away in his frozen fortress, but they can be pretty handy if you can get to them.
If you can get them. Okay, so we're going to talk about all the different sets then.
First up, we have the Reflex set. This 4-piece set gives the wearer a 40% chance to reduce the cooldown of a random skill by 1 turn. Imagine getting your champion's best skill a turn quicker.
I love how Death and Ultimate Deathknight are the ones being showed off here.
Next, we have the Provoke
Fun
set.
music.
Now, I know what you're thinking.
Oh, Professor Deathknight, this is just the set that allows us to place Provoke debuffs, right?
Just checking my notes here. Yep. That's exactly what this 4-piece set does. Wow. I guess this teaching gig is pretty easy after all. This set is very handy for someone who can counterattack or just sit there and soak up the hits. Here's an interesting one, class. The 4-piece curse set.
4-piece curse
I
set.
would usually recommend leaving cursed objects alone, especially after that last parent-teacher conference. Ugh. But this set isn't like that at all. It gives the wearer a 50% chance to place a Hex debuff. Hex is a pretty rare and complex debuff, doing different things for different champions.
True.
I could spend the rest of the lesson talking about all the different Hex applications, but I've got more artifact sets to look at. Hit up the library to read up on Hex if you're super eager.
Yep.
The next dungeon we'll talk about is the Dragon's Lair.
Dragon.
I mean, it makes sense, right? You want magical artifacts, you go slay a dragon and raid its horde.
Makes
Classic
sense.
fantasy. So let's see what Hellraiser's hiding.
I actually like the Toxic set.
First up in the Dragon's Lair is the Toxic set. Don't worry, it's not toxic to you, just your enemies.
You think?
I think. Anyway, as the name implies, this 4-piece set is all about poisons. It grants the wearer a 75% chance to place a 2.5% poison debuff.
Okay.
It's useful for dealing lots of damage to beefy targets with high HP, like the Demon Lord.
I really do like it. The Toxic set helped me out with a couple different things in the game too, including like Faction Wars. It's been good.
Moving on from
Frost
Toxic,
set.
we now have the 4-piece Frost set. Wait, Frost? Dragons? Is that in the Dragon's Lair? Hang on, let me check my notes. Yeah, no, yeah, it's definitely here, not at the Ice Golem's Peak. Whew, sorry, that'd be embarrassing. Once equipped, this set will grant the wearer a 20% chance of applying a freeze debuff to an attacking enemy. Don't think this is just a little chill. Ooh. We're talking about being frozen solid here, folks. If you're frozen, you'll have to wait a turn to thaw out.
Okay. Days.
Well, turns out Hellraiser loves hoarding crowd control artifacts, as the next one we're looking at is Daze. This 4-piece set gives the wearer a 25% chance to put your target to sleep.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Not bad at all.
No, not bad.
All right, who's snoring back there? Very funny. You can go laugh it up at the principal's office, huh? Remember, class, hitting a champion under sleep will wake them up.
That's true.
It's also not very nice.
Avenging.
Now we're looking at the Avenging set. Hang on a moment, class. Let me check my notes. Yeah, correct. Avenging is now a 4-piece set that gives the wearer a 45% chance to counterattack when they receive a debuff. Sounds pretty handy to me, but can anyone tell me when this might not be so good? Anyone? You there, Jenkinson, in the back? No? Well, I guess I'll tell you then.
Yeah, just tell us already.
Put to sleep frozen anything that takes you out of the action, then you're not going to be able to counterattack.
Stalwart.
Finally, the last set available at the Dragon's Lair is Stalwart. This is a solid 4-piece set and pretty straightforward too. It gives the wearer a 30% damage reduction from AoE skills.
Nice.
Handy against hard-hitting bosses and arena teams. Nothing much else to say there, so let's keep
Let's
moving.
keep on moving.
How we feeling, class, huh? Are you still with me? Okay, we're on to the final artifact dungeon,
The Fire Knight's Castle.
Some of the most sought-after artifacts in the game are found here, so pay attention. Write this down.
Oh, crit damage. I do like the crit damage set.
Let's start with one of the most valuable artifact sets for your damage dealers, critical damage. I gotta admit, this one is awesome. A champion equipped with 2 artifacts from this set will get 20% more critical damage. Need to pump up those damage numbers? Critical damage has you covered.
Yeah, that's a good one. Immunity, it's a good one.
From attack to defense now, we're looking at the immunity set. No, I'm not talking about germ immunity, though please all keep taking your vitamins, but debuff immunity. This 4-piece set gives the wearer a block debuffs buff for 2 turns at the start of each round. If you know you're coming up against difficult debuffs, this set will be super helpful.
Could be super helpful. Makes sense. Ooh, we like shield set. That one I use very often
Let's
too,
stick
shield
with
set.
defense as we check out the shield set. This is one of my favorites, and it's definitely one to bear in mind for your tankiest champions.
That one
Equipping
regen, I really
4
like regen
artifacts
too.
from the shield set will grant everybody on the team a shield buff worth 30% of the wearer's max HP. But wait, it gets even
But wait,
better.
there's more.
That shield lasts for 3 whole turns. And as if that weren't enough, it resets at the start of every round. Amazing, right? Put it on your bulkiest champions and the hits will bounce
Bulkiest.
right off you.
Frenzy.
Aha! Here's another one, Frenzy. A 4-piece set, Frenzy artifacts allow the wearer to gain 5% turn meter for each debuff they receive. If you're facing a debuff-heavy team, this can help your champions get back into the fight and interrupt your enemy's flow. I don't like advocating for violence, but when you're fighting for your life, all bets are off. Just be careful. Yeah, class? I like you all.
Be careful, I like you all. Oh my gosh. Yep, so there's the regen set. This is also one of my favorites that I use very often. Especially like in Doom
Final
or
3-set
Faction
countdown,
War, when I was
class.
trying to clear it.
Let's do it. Here's another one for your beefier champions.
Yeah, regen.
Regeneration.
Good one.
This 4-piece set will heal the wearer by 15% of their max HP at the start of their turn. Obviously, the more HP the wearer has, the better value of the 15% heal. That's just Econ 101 for you folks. What a multifaceted education you're getting.
Really are
here.
getting quite a bit of education. Stun's another good one too. Especially like on your AoE champs. Stun's
And
great.
then there were 2. And this one's a stone cold stunner.
Simple stunner.
Get it? Because it's the stun set? Oh, come on, that was funny.
I got a
When
Deathknight.
equipped with 4 of these artifacts, your champions will have an 18% chance to place a stun debuff when they attack. Now, admittedly, it's not the best chance to land, but it's one of the best crowd control debuffs out there, so still worth considering. Give it to a champion with an area of effect default skill, and you could have a party-wide stun on your
Ooh,
hands.
party-wide stun. Oh, and I like Savage, another good one. He saved some good ones for the end.
Okay, class, we're at the end, and I've saved one of the best for last. You know how high defense targets are really annoying to take down? Yeah. Well, enter Savage, a 4-piece set that allows the wearer to ignore a huge 25% of the target's defense when attacking. Yes! Crush! Destroy! Kill! I mean, you'll be able to deal large amounts of damage. Better yet, it pairs with other skills, masteries, and anything else that lets you ignore defense. For your nukers and damage dealers, these artifacts are gold dust. Well, would you look at that? We got through all of that and just in time for the bell. Good job today, everyone. I'm proud of all of you. Next lesson, we'll finish off our focus on artifact sets by looking at those special few you can only get from clan bosses,
Oh,
arena,
nice.
tournaments, and other locations.
Yeah, that'd be
As
good.
always, if you want to contact me out of office hours, don't. You can find plenty of resources in the description below. Class dismissed, but don't forget, follow me at OG Deathknight on social media. Please?
Please? Oh, that was so fun. fun. What you guys think of that tomorrow's lesson hygiening you? I thought this was good. I really like what they've been doing here with Deathknight. It's kind of like a fun way, especially to kind of introduce the sets to maybe like newer players. But yeah, it's kind of a fun way to actually just talk about the sets in general. So I do like how the next one is going to talk about specific ones that you get from like clan boss, tournaments, things like that. So that'll be fun. That means we're going to talk about like Relentless and some of those sets as well too. Guys, drop me some comments down below, what you're thinking about these. And yes, you actually can see right there. It's Professor Deathknight Artifacts Part 1, which we did a review video on that as well too, guys. And hey, thanks for watching.